So today we're gonna take an inside view of my release in Unquantize Records, which is a sister label of Quantize Recordings owned by the legendary DJ Spen. And the track is called Movia. I did pretty much everything about it. I did the composition, the production, I wrote down the lyrics. Well, it's not like a poem, but still. And I also performed, I also sang the lyrics. So yeah, let's take it step by step on how the release of Movia took place. So I have grabbed as a loop the same loop that you're gonna listen, which is the peak of the instrumental, and I will present it to you in stems. So this is the stem of the beat, which is consisted of the kick, the snare, the hi-hats, or sometimes I believe here I use the shakers as hi-hats, and the crash. And this is the release. Let's go into it to see which parts made this final result. So as a kick, and most of the times for my drums, there is a plugin called Dramax, which is this one. And yeah, most of the time this is like a sample maker, but I will break it and I will take the sounds I want and go then on with the EQ, which I use a typical, the easiest and the EQ that comes with FL Studio, even from the early stages of FL Studio, which is the Fruity Parametric EQ. So yeah, that's how the kick was made. Now about the snares, there is a plugin which I'm in love with, and it's called Flex, and it gives indeed flex in your productions because it has a big variety of sounds. So for my snares I used the drum brass kick, and I went in my piano roll, as you can see here, and I did it. And I always do manually the panning, so I can have a better control of what's happening and give a more stereo sound to it. So about the shakers now, I used another basic software, another basic plugin that comes with FL Studio, which is a Drum Synth Live. And once again I did the panning manually, and also as you can see here, the velocity, in order to give a realistic sound of the low volume and the high volume of the shaker, same way as it moves, you know, in real life. For the crash, I used again my favorite plugin, which is once again Flex, and I use the drum brass kit. And yeah, this is how crash was used in Movia. So for the beat also, in order to support the snare and give a more Afro feeling, I add some percussion snares, I like to call, which I use from this amazing plugin, which is called West Africa from Contact. Yeah. So I did once again the panning manually, and yeah. So with the previous ones, it sounds like this all together. And then I added the congas, which goes like, let me turn the volume up. On the next, let's see now how the congas were used, which is pretty much the easiest part. And this is the congas. Nice, realistic, and yeah, once again, thanks to congas solo, which is from the Cuba library. And yeah, I used 3 different ones, like you can see here. I used one from the middle sound, the other one from the peak sound, the other from the low sound. So that's why it sounds like this. So it's like, you see, like, and all together sounds like this. Now about the bass. Well, the bass is something that I'm always creating along with the kick. So since I knew from the beat that I have a high kick and a high frequencies kick, the bass has to be low frequency bass, like kind of sub bass. So together with the kick, if it gives me a groove, then I'm working on it. And just two instruments, kick and bass, sounds like this. So once that gives me a groove, like it does, then I'm good to go. Now, once I had the bass, I had to find a mid-frequency kind of sound to give a bit space and more characteristic melody to it. And first of all, as I was playing around my libraries, I found this. It's also worth to be mentioned that the sub-bass I used was from another like plugin that comes for free with FL, and the vocal, the talking bass as I called it, was from this one, which is once again a free plugin that comes with FL. Yeah. And this is how it sounded. And after that, I took this and added the brass, which is a characteristic sound and goes in higher frequencies of the track Movia. So with the previous sounds and adding the brass, this is how it sounds all together, all the three of them, which make the final melody. But the brass on its own as a solo sounds like this. The brass I used was from a Brass Ensemble Symphony series, and I played three different melodies. Like if you hear it like this, you see, this is the low one. Wait, this is the mid one, and then the high one. So we're listening the high frequency one, and all three of them will give us this natural sound of brass. And with the brass we have the full track, and then later on I just added an effects like this one. Come on. You see? And yeah, the track was ready. Instrumentally wise, the track is ready. After that, it was only structure, you know? Build up, the tension that was again manually made. Like, check this out. You see? What I'm trying to say, that is manually made. Look at this. Right or wrong, I had a better control in this way. So this is the instrumental of Movia, released in Unquantize Records.